Warning. The bullshit you're about to hear is going to be explicit. If you have fucked up, horrible feelings about life, skip us. But if you're okay with laughing at yourself and being cool, then cool. Continue watching this fucking video, bitch, and we'll see you at the end when you watch the next one right after or even before. I don't give a fuck. But your mama, she hot. Give her my number so I can give it to Bear. Love you.
Welcome to the Are You Fucking Serious podcast, where you're going to take whatever the fuck we give you.
The consent. What are you, a fucking droid? Like the hell?
You gotta have an afro again. This is funny. It is so funny.
God, man. And they got to show his engraving on his lightsaber that says, like, shows that he's a badass motherfucker. I'm like, I really want to see that.
Like after the side of his license.
No, he actually has it. So he had said that one of the reasons why in Star Wars, if you ever look up Mace Windu or Samuel Jackson Star Wars, his lightsaber is purple is because he wanted to be seen in the crowd. Plus, nobody had ever had a purple like lightsaber. But when when George Lucas gave him his lightsaber, he had it etched into it, badass motherfucker on it, just for him.
Perfect. You know exactly whose fucking lightsaber it is.
Like, don't touch that lightsaber.
It's bad motherfucker right there.
Goddamn.
I love it.
God, that fucking legendary. Like, if they ever give Samuel a radio or Marvel movie, my God. I want him in
I
Deadpool.
want him to be in like Static Shock if it ever comes out.
Yes. Him in
What's supposed
Deadpool
to
be
be?
dope. You know who'll be good at Static Shock though?
Cool.
Depending on what age they decided to do him at, Michael B. Jordan. Granted, he kind of has a big face.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've seen
good
like
He'd
maybe.
be good enough for it. Well, you want somebody sillier? All right.
No.
I got you.
He's too big.
Lakeith. From Atlanta. And sorry to bother you.
Because you haven't seen Atlanta yet. It's on my list.
Okay, no, I know he's a
Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you.
Too good too.
What kind of time I got right now?
Nigga, fuck you. The first black nigga in Get Out. In the very beginning of the movie.
Oh. I can see
Lakeith,
it.
yeah.
I can see it.
He's funny. He can do serious, but he's also really funny. And he's got the body type for it.
Yeah.
But if DC, that's the one thing I think DC's starting to realize they're having a hard time with, is if DC doesn't gather up whoever it is immediately, they quickly sign up with Marvel. Everybody wants that paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy paycheck.
You know, Marvel movie gonna bang out. Anyway.
Christian Bale's in fucking Love and Thunder. Or actually, no, he's doing Guardians,
Who?
I think. No, Christian Bale is doing either Guardians or he's in Love and Thunder.
Oh, I heard Kristen Bell. I'm like, that's a woman, bro.
I was saying, what movie would actually put like fucking DC back would probably be like Teen Titans if they make that shit actually hard. I think. No lie.
Well, they already got to cover with the TV show though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean like an actual movie though.
No, they're not going to move in that direction.
Honestly, they would have to move as far away as possible from Joker, Harley Quinn, Batman, and Superman.
Well, the ultimate problem.
They're always like far away from anyway in the first place. I mean,
Well, no, I'm just talking about in terms of like, you need to show you have more to your roster than just that core. Like, same thing with like Marvel. They initially didn't start with their most popular ones because they owned the rights to them when they started Iron Man. And then slowly have started getting them, but before it was just kind of like, let's show you people that you don't really normally see or hear from and do that. And DC is like, oh, hey, well, we know you like Batman and the Joker. Oh, you like Harley Quinn now? Okay, cool.
Well,
And it's like, yeah.
the problem, though, that they're going to have, and it's actually the problem that they just generally have, is that they space their movies too far apart, first of all. Second of all, I mean, related to that problem is the actors that they choose, some of them don't sign back, or they even if they are signed back, like Ezra Miller, they end up having problems. So people were like, I don't want to see that.
Amber Heard should.
Yeah, I think she got taken out of the second movie. So
They're having a hard, like, they've kind of been hush-hush about it, though, too, because they're having a hard time to figure out how to edit her out for the scene she had done, I think.
shit, put me in.
Nigga, no, you just want to kiss Jason Momoa. So,
I mean,
Stop it.
Don't act like you don't want to. Don't need.
I really don't. Sorry, I'm sorry. I really don't.
He look like a clean, dirty nigga. Don't you want to get a clean, dirty nigga?
A clean, dirty nigga that smells like fucks fish. Okay.
Word.
If you don't understand that reference, you've never seen Peacemaker.
Blap,
Or
blap.
But no.
Glug, glug.
Yeah, not like. Did you hear about they're gonna do a sequel to Joker?
Yeah, and Lady Gaga.
And it's gonna be a
Harley Quinn.
brother. No. A step further. It's supposed to be a musical.
Oh, that I knew. That they were talking
I was-
about that for the first movie.
I'm like, no. I'm like, DC. This is when you really realize, like, because even with their TV shows, they always have to do an episode or two with a fucking musical, and it's like DC. We do not want to hear people sing.
So they're not as connected to this this Joker like thing as they are
True.
their other stuff. Which is why that this one they have more freedom with this one. But
even then,
I don't care really necessarily, honestly. Like the first Joker was cool. I was fine with it. And to be honest, like I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't do a second one
a lot of people felt that
because it felt rounded out. Like it felt like an origin story that was more realistic, and I don't care to see more. Like I'm fine with not seeing more.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I would love to see him actually meet Harley Quinn and like see that actual development. But the problem is that like we already know how they meet. We already know everything. Like there's really no good way to just put that into a movie and have people be interested.
Yeah, like not only that, it's just like comic book fans majority of comic fans are really the ones you're trying to get to go see this movie. They are not gonna want to sit down and watch something that's just straight up singing. Like,
No.
it's so boring and it's so hard to focus. It's one of the reasons why like people don't really go to operas. Like, because if you go to see a play, they at least stop at some point to stop singing to talk normally. But if you're in an opera, it's just singing the whole way through. That's literally what it is like when you go see a musical. Like, yeah, they're gonna throw in some talking points, but if you know at any and every moment they're gonna break out into a song, you are not gonna enjoy seeing that. And the fact that like this Joker already deviates from the norm, so it's not like heavy action. It's a lot more plot, and it wants to focus on the cringiness aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 10 times that now, just because it's like, well, hey, we don't really know how to give you this because we're just gonna sink through this whole thing. It's just like, no, DC. And even with their new company, you think they would, or the new parent company, they would scrap this idea, but it sounds like they're just going full steam ahead because they literally have decided they're gonna scrap their whole DC universe and start from the ground up after they get everything out. But it's like, you're losing James Gunn, who is somebody you definitely need if you want to revitalize this whole company. And then you also need to keep Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, because even though that movie, her solo movie was okay, if you get her paired with somebody like James Gunn, she did really well with. So it's just kind of like,
I think she hated that dude though because he just put her in booty shorts and was like, "Go."
no, that was the first one.
Was that the first one?
Yeah,
who was
no.
that?
The first one, that was for the Suicide Squad, the very first Suicide
Yeah,
Squad.
who directed that? I forgot. Was that?
They had two. They had two directors though, because I think they had two.
No, that was the
No, Justice League.
Justice League. Yeah,
I don't. Oh, hold on.
Suicide.
I feel like it was. I don't know. I don't keep track of these names. Like these niggas don't mean much to me. But the thing is that's kind of the overall problem that DC has right now is because they keep getting handed off.
David Ayer.
There it is. I forgot about that.
David Ayer was the one who kind of just put her in booty shorts. Was like, hey, go have fun, and didn't really give her much to like do. And James Gunn's like, oh, you want to wear a big fluffy dress? You want to wear this? All right, cool, go do it. Like, be a badass. Like, do stuff like that, and gave her more of a role. Because even like her solo film, in terms of like the story they were going with, I understand it. It was just the script could have been a little bit stronger. But granted, this is like, you don't necessarily always go into, like, if you're going to go see a DC movie or a Sony Marvel movie, you're mostly there for the action and not the plot.
So the problem with the Birds of Prey movie was the fact that they changed it at the last minute. Because it was supposed to be a bird just like Birds of Prey, and then there's Harley Quinn, sprinkled in there because she's not a bird of prey.
Right.
But everybody was talking about it like it's the Harley Quinn movie. It's the Harley Quinn movie. So they said it's Harley Quinn, you know, and the emancipation, or Birds of Prey, and the emancipation of Harley Quinn, or something like that. So that was kind of the big deal because they actually added more for her.
Right.
It was supposed to be mostly a Birds of Prey situation, but they added her as, you know, the main.
My selling point.
And don't get me wrong, that's not. It wouldn't have been a bad idea had they had already had that being in the, you know, the cards, you know.
Original.
So, leave my boy alone.
He jumped up here.
Yeah, but
He got mad at me.
She's like, I just want to sit up here. I just want to be on screen.
I was trying to hold him.
He's like, I want my 15 seconds of fame, and I want to jump the fuck off.
Come on. Come on. Go on once. Come on.
But yeah, so
Looking at me.
but that's the other problem that just DC has, is that they keep getting like handed off. I mean, and you can't really do anything. They can't do anything about that because they don't necessarily have the sovereignty to know that, or to do anything about being sold off, because these individual people don't own it.
Because you know, it would be a dope thing to see. Like, I just thought about it too. Would be to have and it would work for the character, not so much to build a universe around. If they just did solo movies for like random characters, that'd be amazing. But they just don't want to. And so like, it'd be dope as shit if they did and this is the one time I'll agree with DC going gritty outside of the last Batman movie that came out, will be a gritty Two-Face movie.
The problem is that they don't do single individual people's movies well. Like
This Batman wasn't supposed to be a sequel originally, I think.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is, like, just generally, the only person that they do decently is Batman, and to be honest, I don't even think they do that decently.
It was only the Michael Bay 3. That was really it.
I mean, Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan had it.
But even then, here's the thing: people hated the original movie until Heath Ledger died. You know, and then they loved it because Heath Ledger was in it, even though there was like, you could find the article still where they were shooting on this nigga because he was like, of his poor performance as the Joker. And then he dies, and then the movie does well, and everybody's like, it's the best thing ever. In reality, none of the individual movies like they do well with, and that's because they have trouble finding people who can. Well, it's two things: finding people who can actually do that and very well, and keep that person as the focal point. And two, these are characters that are only like, they just stand for justice. They stand for peace, like, which is the reason why their villains are more interesting, because they have more nuance to them. Because there's always a reason to be a villain. There's always a spiral downward, but the climb upward is always easy for them. Like, they were raised by the right people. They were like, they didn't struggle to be good. You know, that's where people kind of get lured in, is the struggle.
Like, even for, so just thinking about like for Marvel stuff and just introducing new characters, is that they have something outside of at least Spider-Man, so 4 Far From Home or No Way Home. They had something that happened to them in their first movie that made them kind of change how they felt about like life. And then they went from there. It wasn't like, oh, well, I'm rich, my parents died, so now I'm just gonna do this. And it's like, yeah, but you ain't learned shit since you became an adult.
Right.
You've been functioning off this one motivation, like, I'm gonna get revenge and then I'm gonna protect the city. I'm like, no, Batman has not done shit for the city besides create more people for him to punch in the face.
Right. And the argument that I hate is that they're like, in the comics, his parents did good. I was like, in one comic that they mentioned, everything else is about Bruce. And even then, Bruce does philanthropy. They never explain what he specifically does for his community. The reason why is because he's not actually doing anything. He's just like every billionaire we fucking know now.
That's why,
with the exception that he goes somewhere and then he beats up people, which, to be honest, we don't know. I think Jeff Bezos might be doing this shit, just not telling people.
Allegedly.
I said I believe.
Allegedly.
I don't have to say allegedly because I'm not claiming that he does. I said I believe he does. It's a personal belief. You can talk about your personal beliefs.
Nigga, this is America. Now you can't.
I believe in Raptor Jesus. I believe.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ Superstar?
Not like, but here's the thing, and then I actually disagree because I think they should go in a different direction. What I mean by that is, I think that they should just say fuck it and just do the cool shit, like do the cool storylines. Like, I would love a series for Bat Metal with the Batman Who Laughs. Like, that is something that you could actually do. You could animate it. You could do it real life. You could do whatever the fuck you want with that. Make it edgy, gritty. Make it like mature. And this way, you actually introduce the multiverse in a way that is nuanced and that people can can really understand. Because, if you don't know, for those of you who are watching, listening, whatever, that particular universe is a universe where all the negative numbered universes, because there's a negative and positive ones, the negative ones are dying. And
Nigga, this sound like STDs.
whatever. But the negative ones are dying. And the Batman Who Laughs is literally the Batman finally kills Joker in one of the negative universes. He releases a gas, and it's like the Joker gas, and eventually he becomes the Batman Who Laughs, which is like a combination of Joker and Batman, which is fucking terrifying.
That's
So
awesome. Can it be voiced by Mark Hamill?
that would be so fucking cool. Or it could be like, like Digimon, when they used to have like the Digivolutions where they like merged, like, they had two voices, but like merged at the same time.
Yeah, like it would be dope as shit if they did a full length, like animated, rated R DC like movie with the Joker and have Mark Hamill do it.
It would be dope, honestly. And I don't know, maybe he has, because I don't
And get that one nigga who voiced Firefly in the video games. He's a British dude with a deep voice. You've seen him in like a lot of different TV shows. Let me see if I can find his name.
I don't remember. I think, you know what? I think, didn't Mark Hamill do the Killing Joke?
Think so?
I might be wrong about that, but I don't remember off the top. But no, but what I heard is like they could do that, like with Bat Metal, and literally like explain the multiverse, because the Batman Who Laughs finds out that his universe is dying, and that he needs to, dip out to another universe, creates technology to get to another universe, which is Universe Zero, which is like the main one. But then he's like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna take this shit over. So he finds himself in all the negative universes, tells them that their universes are dying, and basically recruits them to take over the Universe Zero. And in each of the comics, like, you have like Batman who like became like, who merged with Aquaman, and it's a female, and she becomes the Drowned. Like, you have one that was Cyborg, you have one like Earth Crusher or some shit. Like, there is a bunch of like good content there. And it's a pretty rich story, even though if you like look at the timeline, it's relatively short. But like, it would be dope. And then that merges into all these other universes and all these other storylines that you can actually introduce into that. And then once that storyline is done, now everybody has a general understanding of the multiverse, of the characters that DC has, because they pretty much have every fucking character you could think of in that series. And you can they have a general understanding of, I think you could end it at a point where it restarts as a normal timeline.
Yeah.
You start doing movies that way.
Oh yeah, the actor I was talking about was actually, he did Scarecrow, John Noble. You know him from like Fringe, as the crazy dad, who was also like a scientist in that show. And then he was also, if you ever seen like Sleepy Hollow?
The TV show, the movie, or the game?
The TV show.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. Who is he?
What's
Who is he in the show though? Because I think Dad used to watch it.
Sleepy Hollow. 1 second. You find where I was looking. Shit. Henry Parrish, Jeremy Crane. He's in there for 25 episodes. If you ever seen Elementary, he played Marlon Holmes.
Isn't he like the he's a Mark Hamill, right?
No, John Noble.
John Nobles.
Yeah, Mark
I know who
Hamill.
you're talking about.
Luke
Yeah,
Skywalker.
I know who you're talking.
He has a great voice for a villain. Like, have him as the Scarecrow with Mark Hamill working together. Two powerful voices, and you know what? It would just be fucking amazing.
The problem with Scarecrow though and the Joker is they can't work together, because every iteration that you see them working in, the Joker ends up killing him.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly
I
fine.
can't think of one iteration where they actually worked together and he didn't kill him.
It is perfectly fine. We can roll with that shit. It would just be amazing to have those two voices
Like, this can do it. This
in a movie together. You would just have to find like a good voice for a Batman. That'd be the only thing.
And have Tara Strong come back as Harley Quinn. Though the problem is like I don't think Tara Strong cusses, which is the reason why she doesn't voice her
I
adult.
thought she did. She doesn't really any of the video games or anything like that.
No.
Anything like that? Well, let her.
I should the video games, but notice that when she does it, Harley doesn't cuss.
I was gonna say, well, she can do the rest of the lines, and when she needs to cuss, somebody else just dubs over.
I think the other thing is principle. Like I don't want people thinking that I cuss. You know, like it would end up defeating the purpose, unfortunately. But
Or you put that in the storyline that she's trying to stop cursing,
yeah, or I don't even think that's the thing is that I don't think she.
and then you just give her like creative, like true, but like if you give her like creative ways that like oh fudge instead of fuck, or like some other like random shit.
yeah, give her the fucking oopsie words.
Oops,
Right.
Though I mean, you could. And I know this is like touchy for some people, but I think Kaylee Cuoco, who does the Harley TV show, I think she does a good job. I think the only thing I would want from her, if she did that, for
It's to not do the accent because she doesn't always do it. Oh, she doesn't always do it though in every episode. If you ever notice,
No.
it's not always there.
I like that they don't do it because of the fact that she does it. Like for example,
She does her more Brooklyn accent than anything else.
well, yeah, but the reason why that action only comes out certain times is when she's in a familiar space. So like the episode with
Her parents.
that came out strong, and it made sense because like for example, I talk differently when I'm home. It's
Because you a
happens.
bitch. It's because you a
It
bitch.
just happens because I
It's called code switching.
you code switch based on how comfortable you are. And I think that, the TV show does really well with that. But if she actually did that, I would want her to do the accent because I think it would just make a lot more sense since she's around the joke. So I don't know. But like I said, I think what they need to do is just go off. Like just do the shit that you want to do. And not the Batman Samurai shit, even though that was a little cool. But like go off with your storylines, like go off with your characters, like let them be the shit,
Yeah,
Can't do that though because of the CEOs.
bro. Well, they got new people now though too. So they got a new company, new parent company, and they're trying to. They literally said they're gonna change up DC because it'd be dope as shit. I'm always gonna be an advocate for this. If you give Batman a full movie with fucking Calendar Man.
I would love that. I would be so down.
It's a character like it's never really been portrayed in like live media besides like little jokes and like the video games and stuff like that, but never really been like given a well thought out, like you have a good actor for it who can be sadistic and still like methodical at the same time. Like who'd be perfect for it? That one nigga from that one smart nigga from Criminal Minds, the little doctor dude, because you didn't expect it.
True with that.
You wouldn't expect it from him because he just looks like a nerd. And yet it's like he's just rambling off all this shit and it's all methodical and just like makes sense. You need somebody like that where it's just like methodical, like you least expect it and you're like, I don't really see that. And you see the movie, it's like, what the fuck? It actually worked off really well. If you have a good script to go with it, God, it'd be crazy. But yeah, you kind of mix it in with the Zodiac stuff too. Woof.
Yeah, honestly,
It'd be crazy.
actually, that's a really good idea. I mean, because that was the
DC, hit me up, bitch.
that's the thing I did like about the recent movie was like this nigga was unexpected, but he was good. Like he was a good villain.
Yeah.
Like I was pleasantly surprised. Like I was like, I feel
Hey.
you.
Hey, he took Jim Carrey's spot as the #1 Riddler, which is hard to do because Jim Carrey played a great Riddler. And he took it up by a lot, but it's like a little bit, like a little nudge to him for sure. But like, yeah,
In my opinion, I don't know if he beat it, but
I might tell you it's
I said a little bit, like it's still arguably, like I'm gonna just say a little nudge, not enough to me say like, oh, completely. I'm like, it's like a little nudge for me, not much though.
I think because Jim Carrey was like he brought humor to it,
Yeah,
and this guy didn't. Which because
that's a
part of the Riddler's thing is a bit of humor. Like he
Yeah.
does give you humor, but all the like, for example, his riddles this time were kind of like
Easy.
Besides being easy, they were also not funny. Like, they weren't
Yeah.
clever.
No,
Clever.
that's why I felt like for this, the Batman movie, it's good, but it definitely needs those jokes to kind of break up the tension.
Also,
Because when you
pacing, man.
pacing, because when you have a 3-hour movie,
It ended like, I was just like, oh, wait, that's it?
right? Well,
We
hold
done
on, there were
flooded
like two
places, we done killed people, but
right.
a flood? And then
There were 2 endings because it was like the first ending was when they decided to part ways.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. That's the ending. Leave it at that. And then they decided to turn around and was like, oh, wait, well, we got to show him rescuing people off top of the roofs and shit. And I'm like, no, we don't. But like, yeah, you need to have jokes in that 3 hours of a movie is so boring. It doesn't matter how good it is. It is so boring if you do not throw in some kind of jokes. Like, I need to be able to chuckle, laugh, something. Like, damn, y'all need to figure out the science to this shit.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I forgot his name, but the guy who played Batman,
Robert
he
Pattinson.
was okay. Like, I would say he was okay. I wasn't like,
Mr. Starting on his fault.
Hey man, you can only go up when you start as a Cedric Diggory and then you turn over to be a fucking vampire.
Yep.
That glistens.
Glistens. He got up. He got him.
Oh yeah, Bear, did you ever read the stories in high school or no?
Hell no, I didn't read them goddamn stories.
We had 2 niggas in our high school reading them fucking stories, right?
more than 2.
Well, at least in our year, our class.
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
He went to, like one of them went to go. They both went to go see the movies and everything separately. They didn't go together. And I was just like, bro, fuck that shit. Like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Nah, look, bro, me and my other homeboy, Nick, was watching that shit in one of the classrooms one time. We both walked out. We was like, hey, what the fuck was that shit? Like, straight up.
Hey man,
He didn't say nothing. That's why I'm like, man, even if you gotta sit kind of get out of here with me, then that means let's start.
they are my girl's guilty pleasure movies, so I have to like sit through and like watch them. And so it's just like, take one for the team. But that's all I love though, so I don't mind too much. But the thing is that she understands. She makes me watch this. The more that I do, the more questions that I have that she can never answer. And so I'm like, this is the price you pay.
You be like, why did they decide to live in a place that don't have sunlight at all?
Well, no, like, hold on, this nigga's 17 and he done fell in love with a 17-year-old. Like,
Oh, is that because I don't even know like how old the nigga was, but he's a
like 117, 118, yeah. And then like some of the dumb shit that like just happens, or the fact that like, first of all, the author is like fucked up and like racist too. But
really.
yeah, look up further into it.
Nothing nice.
So, but the thing is that like,
I like how
It-
yours is
whole-
alleged. Like, you just like, yeah, no, it is.
it's documented. It's been documented. So, there is, I'll say alleged though, just in case, but there's like this whole thing about how she's trying to portray that, Edward the vampire is supposed to be like her true loved one and everything. But that whole relationship is made out of just lies and abuse. And then Jacob, the werewolf, is actually the healthy one out of the 2. And yet she decides that she's gonna turn him around and make him fall in love with a baby that can grow spontaneously into like a 18-year-old girl in like 3 days.
What? Wait.
Fuck.
Wait.
That's
I
like
have
bitch,
questions.
this-
Can I read these first of all?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. If she ever wants, can she come on and explain this shit? Because I don't want to hear this from you. I want to hear this from somebody who
I
actually.
want to hear the action stop there. What the hell kind of shit?
Unfortunately, she won. Yeah.
But okay,
But-
explain this to me. Like you just said words, and I know what the individual words mean. Together, that doesn't make sense.
Like I had the whole fucking like thing like in my head and like pictograph. I'm like, wait, no, that doesn't.
Okay, so in the racist part, so she had a kind of like a deal like J.K. Rowling where it's her product. She gets to kind of have like final say over certain things that they say and do, or like the way the movie looks, right? So one of the things is that they wanted to get for certain characters and certain trails, they wanted to have more diversity, more focus on diverse actors and cast, as well as making sure that you have the proper representation for the Native American like culture and people. She didn't really want to do that. Right. So there's that. But then on top of that, so the whole book and movie, they kind of just, or the books and the movies just focus on this main relationship that this girl has with like the vampire dude, right? Edward, Robert Pattinson. And so the whole thing though is that the whole relationship is just built on lies and abuse and just dumb shit, right? Because like in movie one, it's like, I barely know you, but I want to spend my whole life with you. And
So
after I graduate, I'm gonna marry you.
I'm gonna stop you right there. That part, that's the part that made sense. And I know, and the reason why it made sense is because there are abusive niggas in the world. That's realistic. And to be honest, I understood you all the way up to the point where you were like, she chose that nigga, because bitches be choosing the wrong nigga. We know.
True.
this.
So
What I need to understand is a 3-day baby. Like, what the fuck happened?
Yes, explain
Don't try to skip the. Don't try to give me.
I was
try to
walking up to that
build up.
part.
No,
I was walking up to that part.
I'm
So, so here's the thing. So the girl, her whole thing is that she wants to live forever and be a vampire, right? And so the whole goal for her to do that is that she's waiting to get married for her dude to bite her and turn into a vampire. Well, you know how we always make that joke about Superman, if you ever impregnate somebody, just come out as super sperm? That's basically what happened, because as soon as they had sex once, right, she's instantly pregnant. And on their honeymoon is going through all the stages of pregnancy. So then at the same time as she's pregnant, the baby is like killing her, because this is the first time they ever had a vampire baby. And they don't know how this is gonna work. So the baby's like literally killing her as she's like,
vampire baby, because our vampires dead.
it was like half vampire, half human.
That
Because she hadn't heard it.
that does not explain it.
Exactly.
It's dead.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, what it came to life like real quick. Oh wait,
Exactly. No. So like it took a while for like the baby to finally push out, but she was literally going through the time frame and literally died and came back to life after the baby came out. So through the whole process is the fact that this baby can like age rapidly. So like it came out as a CGI baby. If you ever want to have nightmares, look up the Twilight CGI baby. But then, and after that, then it went toward the and then it starts like aging. I think it finally stopped, or at that point where the age, right, when it was born and everything.
Okay.
So the vampires and the werewolves don't get along, and Team Healthy Relationship and Werewolf had saw the baby and did this thing that she liked to call. Oh, my girl's gonna be so mad to hear this shit. To do the whole, like, they have this thing called imprinting, and when you look at somebody that's like your person or your other werewolf or whoever, no other werewolf is gonna mess with them and they're protected, right? But that also is like a sign of like love. So he imprinted on said CGI baby, right? So now this baby can never be killed by another werewolf. Cool, it's protected, but at the same time, it was like kind of creepy as shit, because the baby's like an infant and this dude just fell in love with an infant. And so like, and then by the next like, and then like 30 minutes left in the movie, it turns out to be like 5. So that's like a 5-year-old daughter that she has out of nowhere. And it's just like, it's a clusterfuck of confusion. And on top of this, so here on, I'm gonna really confuse the fuck out of you two. So if you gonna name a child, what you gonna name it?
something decent.
I mean,
So I don't know the exact breakdown for how the author decided.
Kaivalik or something.
All right, I forgot. I don't remember the exact breakdown for the child's name. But the child's full name, well, at least the first name, is Renesmee. The child,
It's like Renee and Esme. Renesmee.
Renesmee.
hold on. So
Is it a girl?
Yes.
Okay.
So after the werewolf, Jacob, like, imprinted on the child, right? And so he was like, you know, there was like a whole argument like between the mama and Jacob about him doing it. And he was like, well, yeah, Nessie. And she was like, instead of being mad that he imprinted on a fucking baby, it's like, you named my child after the Loch Ness Monster? It's like, bitch, no, you don't get to be mad at that nickname. No, you need to be mad at your fucking self for naming that child Renesmee.
Right.
So yeah,
But
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this right here, but
this still didn't This still
Exactly.
there's so many holes.
Exactly.
I can't even call them plot holes. They're just life holes.
Exactly. It's like,
This shit does not make
Huh?
sense.
And also, like,
Exactly.
isn't that like pre-rape? I mean, because you imprinted on somebody and now that person doesn't have a choice.
Well, like the whole thing about imprinting too. Sometimes well, that in that case, yes. But the whole thing about imprinting is that you can see like your whole life with them.
That don't make it better.
So you're literally sitting there watching a movie. You just see their whole life play out in like rapid succession. Like it's weird as shit. And at the end of the movie,
Now.
in the movie, she's like, at the end of the movie, at the final one, she's like 18 at that point. They didn't ran off and fell in love and some shit. And I'm like, bro, she's like 4 days old.
And that's my thing. Here's my thing. Okay, because does she know? Can she speak? Like, does she like?
Yeah, so like
Language? Like, how the fuck did this happen?
they basically teach her as she keeps getting older.
so vampire.
But she's 4 days old. And
Vampire bullshit.
that's not even vampire bullshit. That's just bullshit.
This is hold on, there's like this
in general, but yeah.
there's this whole web of Twilight bullshit, right? So you have the lead singer who's also like writes all the music for My Chemical Romance.
Okay.
I think he was supposed to
You told me this before.
get on the plane for 9/11 and he did.
Yeah.
And then he creates My Chemical Romance. And then the author for Twilight is so inspired by that she writes Twilight from his music. And then the author for 50 Shades of Grey is inspired by Twilight, so she writes those. That's why if you ever look, their covers are very similar. And then, funny enough, the girl who portrays the lead female character in 50 Shades of Grey is the actress who basically caused Ellen DeGeneres to get canceled. Yes. So if you didn't have My Chemical Romance in 9/11, Ellen would not have been canceled. On her show. Yeah.
Wait. Also, if you didn't have My Chemical Romance,
Or would you know Twilight?
No,
Not a day.
they wouldn't be
You have Twilight, you'd have to.
And, the Umbrella Academy.
Right.
And that's really
Not only that, but there was like honestly, like I'm gonna tell everybody, all of our listeners or viewers, all y'all, I think we're in the dark timeline. I
Yes.
just think that we somehow, like all of us that are listening and watching right now, we just slipped into it. I'm not sure why we were chosen for this timeline.
We prefer to call it the African American.
I didn't say the black timeline. Racist fuck. Actually, it's the Daryl timeline.
It's the 1159 timeline, people.
Man.
Actually,
I literally get it.
1159 timeline sounds like a cool ass name.
Hey, it's under the bed timeline.
Under the bed.
Under the bed. Under the bed. Under the bed. But yeah, like, so there's just crazy spins of like webs and shit. But yeah, Twilight makes no sense. And I will stick by that for the rest of my life. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
Honestly, though, I have a headache actually, like trying to comprehend.
You're welcome.
Trying to get over that 3-day-old thing.
That's that right there. That's,
The aging makes no sense.
Any rendition of Vampire Baby you could have went with, that's it?
I just don't.
Rapid aging baby? I mean, what is this?
Hey, let's be honest though, the best vampire movie ever made was the one with Eddie Murphy.
Fuck yeah, it was. That's the shit.
Uh-huh.
Who was that?
I just saw it recently too.
I have. You remember? You have a core memory, but you don't remember why you know this and when it happened. That's one of my core memories.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
That's what it was.
That shit was a classic.
Fuck. Oh man, dude. Man.
Wow, like, that was a lot of information. I feel like I really didn't need.
Hey, because we're gonna be honest, Vampire in Brooklyn made more sense than fucking
That makes way more sense.
Fair.
That's
Fair. Can I ask you something?
so.
Can I do your not this list?
Yeah, you can make that one.
All right. Mr. Forrest Bear's not this list podcast for this episode.
Yeah, guest starring.
I am fucking putting Twilight all of it.
As you should.
And I'm not gonna bash the writing. I've never read it. I've never even seen the movies.
It's horrible.
I did
watched
see
15
the
minutes.
uncolor coded like version of it, like a screenshot of them like looking like they're at a fucking park, like fighting teenagers by themselves. But I've never seen anything. But by the logic that I just motherfucking heard, I.
Baby, if you're listening, I apologize in advance. And when you hear this, I just want to say, but it had to be said. I couldn't be the only one to hold on to this information. I'm sorry.
You could be a fan. You could be a fan of this story, but what the hell?
Right? Like, I'm a fan of shitty movies. Like, I get it. Like, yeah.
Here's the other thing. It's a shitty movie. It's like basic shit.
Movies. Hold on. Movies.
It's a shitty thing. Basic bitch plot. I'm actually fine with everything up to what you just told me about the baby.
That's another thing.
Should not have included it.
Yeah.
Should not have included it.
No, you had to know. Yeah, you had to know.
And I'm not talking about you.
Whatever.
I know.
I'm talking about them. Whoever the writer is, they are. I don't care. You shouldn't have included it. And here's the thing: you can make the bitch fall in love with the ain't shit nigga. That's fine, but you can't like allow pre-pedophilia. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to call
And no, at that point she was 18. They waited till she graduated high school.
18, she's 4 days.
No, I'm talking about the mom at least. The mom was 18.
I don't even care about that. There are mothers at like 12. I don't care about that.
Okay.
You over here imprinting again against a baby's will. Again, I understand pro-lifers now. This is what pro-lifers must see. When they think about this shit, they think that babies grow in 3 days and there's pedophiles after.
Man.
Get it? Oh my fucking god. All right, and on the instead list is any other vampire thing.
Any other vampire movie. Sure.
Oh shit.
What was it called? Date with a Vampire? No.
Brooklyn, or Vampire in Brooklyn.
No, Vampire in Brooklyn, or
My Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. That was a good one. Disney Channel.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's a classic.
I'll even give you the Brad Pitt one. What was Interview with the Vampire? The book, honestly, the book for that, read it when I was younger. Really good. Longest book, really good.
Just do those better. I mean,
It's just I and I'm not saying that this person ruined vampires. I don't honestly care about it. Again, it is literally that
I do.
singular.
that fucking sparkly shit is fucking
Oh shit! This nigga is so bitchy.
I am Blake.
Oh
Here's the
shit!
thing. I'm all about consent. Like, I'm the master of fucking consent. Can I look in your direction? That's how deep this shit is for me. You had a whole fucking werewolf that, mind you, from what you're describing, you had.
He was like 16 or 17 at that time. Yeah.
Fine, that's fine. What I'm saying is, you said he was the right person for the main character, right?
Technically speaking, yes.
He was the good person in the scenario.
He was a healthy choice.
The healthy choice make a shitty decision at the very end.
And then justify it at the very end of the movie.
And that's what I'm trying to say. This don't make no fucking sense. And again, vampire dick is dead dick. Let's talk about it. There's no blood. They don't have blood. What the fuck is this dick?
Yeah.
How was he hard?
Well, some movies do portray them having, like some movies and TV and I'd say some forms of media have portrayed them with
Fucking
blood.
bloodbenders or some shit. For Avatar got it from.
They do have blood, and it's like very high price, and it can save humans. That's generally the general consensus. It's more so, does he have sperm? Is the real question.
But that's the thing. Is like, he's first of all has dead dick and he has dead sperm. You would have to have dead sperm, and if his sperm is working, that means he's likely alive. Which is not the definition of a vampire.
No.
He's just an immortal nigga that gets on your fucking nerves.
And sparkles in the fucking daytime for some fucking reason.
Right. And again, I don't even care about that. Sparkle all fucking day.
All day, all you want to, but for,
Oh shit!
I can't.
I guess at least
I
there's more.
can't. Though, you know what? Good for that movie, though. But beyond that, besides that part, because it launched like 4 people's careers. Like, it like propelled like 4 different actors' careers.
Mainly one.
The 2 main people.
No, it didn't really. No, the main actress. It didn't really launch her career.
It's gonna be shit.
It didn't really launch her career like that. Taylor Lautner, the werewolf dude. I think he's slowly starting to make a comeback. I forgot what he was just in something recently. And then Robert Pattinson, obviously, but he was already
Modeling.
he was already well known from like
The movie.
Harry Potter, even though he only did one of the movies. And then
Kendrick.
oh yeah, Anna Kendrick. So yeah, I'll give you that one.
I knew she was in it.
Those three, really.
I did see. My mom watched it, but I didn't watch it. And I saw Anna Kendrick, and I was
You should discuss the baby with your mom for sure. I want to hear.
oh, you know what? She's gonna be here.
I want to hear. I want to hear
You're
your
gonna be here
last
to
comment.
news.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be watching, which you're probably not. We go after baby time.
Oh, we got it.
Fuck yes.
Funny.
Especially now that because my mom has turned into more of a conservative woman as she's gotten older, which is weird because and she's turning into a classic, like conservative person. She's turning into like, for example, when I was a kid, I couldn't even go pew pew. Like I couldn't do that without getting my face. Like it's true because she didn't like guns. Now this person.
Wow.
Sorry,
No wonder why you got hit in the
why it
mouth.
pisses me off. The reason
Was
why
that why you play with pew pew?
is because now she wants to go to the gun ranges and shit, and now she's like borderline pro-life. And now she's like, she's kind of turning into an anti-vaxxer.
Okay. Is that why you've been playing with? You like grew up to start playing with pew pew sticks in a different form?
GP6.
No,
Ah,
I didn't actually. I honestly wish I knew I was gay sooner. I do. I would have taken a dude to prom.
oh, Verb would have loved that.
I would love that.
Shit, they-
The thing
I'm
was
about to
that-
push
so
the
here's the thing. I
button.
actually found this out. I found this out recently. There were more gay dudes that were out during high school that I knew.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
Nobody just said anything because we didn't give a fuck.
well,
so
no,
we
the thing
can-
is like I didn't know about myself in particular, but
You still fucked
I
the
wish I would have.
uh,
I'm like, bitch, I wish I would have known.
bitch, you still fucked the homie's cousin.
I knew you were gonna say that.
We'll never live that down. Never.
Oh shit.
On that.
Uh-huh.
You better not die first, because I'll put on your grave.
Oh, that's going on his grave. He was obituary too. They're like, oh, who's gonna do this? Oh, I will. Who's gonna speak? I will. Don't be like, yo, I just want you to people to know that Connie fucked the homie's cousin. Fuck y'all. Fuck you, Connie.
Honestly, I would.
I'm out.
I think got line. It's recorded now. I would fucking love that. Like, like my family would be mortified. But
that in.
The other people love it. Y'all, the other people love it. I'd have to run out of the building, but your auntie will love it.
they won't. Here's the thing. Here's the fucked up thing about my family. They won't stop you.
No.
They won't stop you. They won't.
Shit.
I mean, and especially in grief, they won't stop you. And the reason I know this is because my grandmother passed away recently, and at her funeral, there were niggas saying some lopsided shit. And the reason why it was lopsided was because it wasn't about my grandmother. Like, they literally, like, I'm not even going, fuck y'all.
Hey,
Fuck all y'all.
hold on. Did that $82 transfer over to you, or did it stop?
Damn, dude. Damn. But for real though, like some of them niggas they went up, right? And they were like, you know what? Miss Anna was amazing because she gave birth to rare breed Greg. And they even say Jaime. They said fucking Jamie. His name is not fucking Jamie. Well, it is now. But they're like, she was great because she gave birth to you. No, nigga, she was great because what she did for the fucking community. Y'all clearly didn't know my damn grandmother. Fucking idiots. But that's the thing, is like nobody stopped them. So I know if you go up there and say, hey, he's like, oh, great man with the Olympics cousin.
Like, fuck y'all, fuck him. Like, shit.
It's got to be the afterburner. Just like right at the end. They fucking be like, oh yeah, thank you for what calling me fucking because they just dip out.
All you have to do is end it at the door. Maybe that's why you died at 44.
That's all that. No. fuck,
I mean,
man.
now you have it documented. I honestly would love that shit.
Shit.
That would be fucking.
That and I'm like, and this thing imprinted on babies.
Oh, if you say that, if you say that, nigga, I'm coming back. I'm fucking coming back. I don't care. Like, gotta be like, well, if you go back, you're gonna go to hell. No, I'm going fucking back. Send me
Yeah.
back now.
No, I'm gonna go to hell.
Your organs in before you. Back now.
Right.
Nigga, if you come out of that casket, I'm gonna punch you so hard. I'm like, oh,
Imprinted on.
oh, I just feel that. I mean, Jesus gonna look at you. Jesus gonna look at you like, nigga, you did what? The fuck? Like we
I
must have
was
skipped
wondering
over
what I
that.
did, even though I wasn't even there. Even though it wasn't even true.
He was like, we let you slide for fucking the homie's cousin, but then what? Interesting.
Why is that a sin? Why was that a sin? Even if it happened, why would it be a sin? God damn it. You know, I don't even want to ask this, but what the fuck is your $1 million?
You know, I don't have one for today, but I'm gonna be nice since you took Bear's like I'm gonna give Bear mine. So Bear, do you have a scheme for the
Hey, I like this.
Oh,
It's different.
man. Well, since we're on the funeral subject, I guess we can just pull this bullshit up.
No, but wait, hold on, pause, 2 seconds. Keep that thought. You were so ready. Bear, you were too ready.
I was ready? I mean, I said, I was just like,
I'm actually scared now.
Again,
I mean, we could just roll it, but fuck it. I'm gonna just say we're gonna probably have it fucking call it dirty laundry. That's what we're gonna call it. So we're gonna be the niggas that walk into the funeral that tell the shit that you want to tell, but you didn't have more brave enough to do it. Come in there with the suits, come in with the tiny little mask or something.
Hey, we gotta come in with a briefcase.
Right. And then we're gonna fucking air out your laundry real quick, right on the stage. All the shit that fucking everybody's like, yo, that dude was grimy, but I can't say that shit now. We was like, oh, we got you for a fee. We got you for a fee.
So how much we charging?
And that bitch, yeah, we could probably charge it like maybe like $50 a secret, depending on how. $50 a secret, because you're gonna be up there for a good minute, probably. Probably a good 5 minutes. That gives people time to fucking get ready to amp up. So you gotta get in, get out. But let's just say, I'm gonna
yes.
That's there's no dirt, and we have to make up something that's gonna cost you more.
that's gonna cost.
Because we have to come up with evidence.
After that, no, DJ.
Yeah, we're gonna make it seem like the biggest racist in the world, depending on what we look at it.
But yeah, thinking that one.
Hey, if it's a conservative funeral, we're gonna make it seem like
good ass service.
if it's a conservative funeral, we're gonna make it seem like a real liberal and shit.
Damn.
This motherfucker was pro-choice.
Here's the thing.
I know he voted for Biden. I know he did.
I kind of wanted to say, at my grandmother's funeral, because my grandmother, she was indigenous and Mexican, and which for most people who truly understand, like if you're not mixed with Spanish necessarily, you're indigenous, even if you are just Mexican, But this broad was so racist against other Mexicans. She would literally be like, God damn, these fucking Mexicans. I'm like, lady, what the fuck?
Hey man, it's something when you like, well, hold on, no, it's worse though when it's like the amount of shit I've heard talked from Mexicans about Cubans.
Yeah.
It was just like insane. So like when Republicans are like, oh hey, we have this Cuban running for president, I'm like, Mexicans don't give a fuck about that nigga. like I'm so sorry, like they don't give a fuck.
The inner like Latin like fucking bad shit talk, is fucking amazing.
And as fucked up as it say, don't let that person be Haitian, because that's it's fucked up how Haitian people get treated. Like,
oh yeah,
especially for like the way that the Dominican Republic is and how poor it is as a nation, and the fact that they still treat Haitians like shit does not make sense. It's like y'all both poor. Like, each other.
Fuck that nigga. Damn, that's like that.
I just have to be better than you. That's the logic. We could both be poor, but I just had to be better than you.
Yeah, it's like the fuck, man. Like that shit makes no sense.
Yeah. But that's my
Yeah.
my scheme. I don't think it's gonna be $1 million nigga scheme, but it's a good nigga.
That
scheme.
definitely make us
Oh, that's
$1
$1
million.
million one.
Thank you. Yeah.
Especially for the made up ones where we could make up evidence.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
the defamation charge is pretty good. That one's gonna be depending on what you want us to say, because we all gotta calculate the venue, calculate who's gonna be at the wedding, how many pro gun choice we got people in the crowd. How fast I gotta run out the door after I put this out here.
Hey,
So
honestly, Bear, that's one of the best madnesses we have.
Hey,
And, like,
hey.
let's talk about it.
Hey, the fucked up thing too is we're gonna all wear white suits. We ain't coming in black.
No, I might come in on full rent check.
You trying
Kind
to
of
kill
neighborhood.
Oh shit!
oh yeah, if you want us to put him in like he was a gangbanger, we coming in all reds.
And they go ran up. Hold on, that nigga over on 52nd. Fig over there trying to wear a fucking all red suit and shit. And it's like nigga,
I'll even hire like a bunch of random fucking cholos. Like we can fucking do this. Like
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
this is a good.
Hey, if it's a conservative one too, we're gonna hire a mariachi band.
Even better.
Hey, and I'm gonna have one of them be gay and like mega flamboyant. Like
Hey, a gay mariachi band. That'd be dope as shit.
that actually
I
does
know.
exist. There's
Shit, weird.
They're in LA.
Word? Oh, shit. We need to go see this.
Hey, if you guys ever see this, comment your names down below. I'm sorry I'm blanking on your names. I remember you, but I don't remember what you're called.
That'd be dope as shit.
Yeah.
Hey, add that with a drag show would be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and better idea. There you go. Add that to a mariachi and drag show. Bro, that's $1 million nigga Steve right there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm hiring for my birthday. Fuck it.
Draghiachi, nigga. Draghiachi, nigga.
Draghiachi.
Shit. That'd be dope as shit.
That'd be pretty good, actually.
Hey, and it's been recorded, man. You can't say Draghiachi now. Draghiachi also sounds like a fake brand, like a fake high-end brand.
What was this?
Draghiachi.
Man, I got the Draghiachi 13s on.
Ooh. Lord.
Man,
The Draghiachi 11s.
everything. We got two madnesses this episode, man. Seriously, that's dope. And honestly,
Yeah.
I'm down for both of these.
Fuck yeah.
A giant knock this list.
So, great. So, Draghiachi, if you need somebody to be your manager, you got 3 motherfuckers. We all willing to help. Oh yeah, and fuck Twilight.
And for those of you who know, you know. If you didn't learn anything,
Shut the fuck up. Fuck Twilight again. Support your local breadwinners. Fuck you bitches. Fuck everybody. Fuck these conservative hoes. And just because a bitch is cute, if she conservative, she became ugly as fuck. Believe that.
Damn, conservative flex. Oh, butterface all of a sudden. Only you can prevent the bullshit. Don't fall for the butterface. The conservative butterface.
all right, y'all. Peace.
Fuck you.
Bye.